and welcome to the Planning and Zoning Commission regular meeting, Tuesday, November 12th. I'll call the meeting to order and start with roll call on the left.
Frank Mills, Bart Haskell.
June Gang.
Karla, Desjardins.
Dan Kipke.
Sherry Pollard. Thank you very much. So there is a quorum and all full members are seated, so no alternates tonight. Thank you. Public hearing, item A, 24-15SP of Mitchell Bobbitt, requesting a special permit for an ADU on property located at 45 Lake Street, Assessor's Map 4M, Block 109, Lot 45. Did we receive the certified mailings? Come on up. Yep, we can go name. Oh, okay. What is it? I'm sorry. No, we want it to be right. All right, so it's a Y instead of a B. Okay. So if you could step up to the microphone and detail what it is you want to do and present that to the public.
So our plan, we bought the house and there was a detached garage that was already built. We all framed up on the second floor. We want to convert that to living space, do that as a single family, not multi-family. We have to connect to buildings. We're going to put a heated puzzle connecting to the buildings that are there. And we'd like to redesignate basically what would be over attached garage, the mudroom, and what is currently the detached garage at 45 Lake Street, and make the original portion of the house the ADU.
Now, Brian, did you have opportunity to review the presented plans to make sure they conform with?
So I was able to go through them this afternoon, and I do have a couple of questions. So it looks like what you're proposing to be the ADU, which is the old house, is it 3-bedroom?
Yes.
So our regulations allow for 2. So you have to reconfigure that.
Okay.
I believe you're at 1,200 square feet. I haven't calculated the square footage of the other. I think we can go up to 1,200 square feet, as long as it's not more than 75% of the main dwelling.
Yeah, as long as we redesignate that bonus space, the mudroom, and the detached garage will be well under that.
And then you can remove the wall between the 2 bedrooms.
Yeah, we have an office and a bedroom that we can include in the bedroom.
Okay. Are you going to rush to do this?
I mean, we would like to do it in the next year.
And should we hold off until the next meeting so I can go through a little bit?
I was going to suggest, since we don't have completed plans, we can't do the proper calculations to make sure you actually conform to the regulations. So I would advise that the board continue the public hearing so that we have a completed plan that can be presented to the public, so that we're not presenting a what if this then that. We want to, what exactly are you doing to make sure that the public understands what you're doing and board members understand what you're doing. So if that's amenable to staff.
Yeah, if you're okay with us continuing to next month, we should be able to do this whatever we're going to do.
Okay. So given we don't have complete plans,
Well, we continue to see plans, they just need a little bit of adjustment.
right, because we can't assure that they conform. Yeah. So that makes
So
sense.
now, the only thing that you're curious about is that bedroom issue?
Yeah, we'll just take a reconfigure so that there's no wall between the 2 bedrooms. And I have to do some calculations on the rest of it, see what the square footage is.
So did I hear Bart make a motion?
I would move to continue the public hearing until our December meeting.
Okay, and I have a second by Trey. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And we will continue this to next month, present the full plan, and then we can review for action. All right, thank you. Item B, 24-16SP of Carl Johnson, requesting a special permit for an ADU in a commercial building located at 570 Putnam Road, Assessor's Map 12, Block 125C, Lot 7. Do we have someone to speak for the applicant? All right, step on up.
Good evening, everybody. We only roll out there since I'm shop at last time front road. We're seeking to have an owner's apartment in the building, so that way we can maintain the business and be able to continue throughout the stay there.
And staff has reviewed and it does conform with regulation?
It does.
Okay. This is a public hearing, so this is opportunity for members of the public. If you have a comment or question on this application, step up to the microphone with your comment or question. Any comments or questions on this application? Dana? Any comments or questions from board members? Okay, hearing and seeing none, I'll entertain a motion on the public hearing.
Move to close.
Motion to close by Bart, second by June, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Public hearing is closed, decision will be made during old business.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to item C, 24-17SP, Keith Stodley, requesting special permit for an ADU at 27 Lillibridge Road, Assessors Map 10, Block 4, Lot 16, RA 30 zoning district. All right, step on up to the microphone and just quick summary of what you're looking to do.
I purchased the house, it already had an in-law apartment. So right now what we're trying to do is reestablish that with the kitchen, just to have a kitchen in it. But I was made to take it out, I guess, because years ago they never had a permit for the kitchen. So right now it's under contract. I have a contractor, Daggett Construction. They've already got the permit approved partially to the addition, which goes into the garage. There's not going to be any changes to the house structure whatsoever. Just taking the wall down and extending the in-law apartment into the garage. It's going to go into the garage 9 feet, and that's really about it.
Thank you. And Ryan, you're confirming that the plans do meet the regulation requirements?
We do.
Okay. This is a public hearing. If there's anyone with a comment or question on this application, this is your opportunity. Anyone? Any comments or questions from board members? Okay, hearing and seeing no other comments or questions, I'll entertain a motion on the public hearing.
Move to close.
I have a motion to close by Frank and a second by Bart. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Public hearing is closed. Moving on to the regular meeting, we'll call the meeting to order. Additions and corrections to the agenda. Staff has provided one item C to be added to the agenda under new business. Do I have a motion to add that to the agenda?
Go ahead.
We have a motion by June and a second by Bart. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Adding item C to new business. Citizen participation. This is opportunity of a member of the public to address the board on any item or comment. Okay, hearing and seeing none. Moving on to unfinished.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
In regards to my case, is my contractor all set to?
So hold on. The public hearing's closed, but we haven't acted on your application yet. That'll be under old business. So we closed the public hearing, so we closed public comment. We have not made a decision on your application yet.
Okay.
So give us like 10 more minutes. We'll get to it, okay? Thank you. All right. Item A, 24-2SA of custom-built homes by Greg Leto, proposing a 9-lot subdivision with an 800-foot cul-de-sac road on property located at 0 Spalding Road, Assessors Map 26, Block 10, Lot 12, RA 60 zoning district. Thank you.
I'm not sure how to get it working. Okay. It's a new system.
Oh, none of the mics are working?
These ones will work. I turned them on.
Yeah, can you give me that mic? I don't need I speak louder now.
I'm just gonna come out here. I'll talk loud. Yeah. I'll talk as loud as I can. Thank you. For the record, Norm Tebow, Kimberly Engineering Associates. I'm here representing Custom Built Homes by Greg Leto this evening. Mr. Leto is also here this evening. Give you a little bit of a recap on this. We came in originally on this. We were looking
subdivision. We tried a couple of different iterations of it, and if we follow your regulations in the way that, to the letter that your regulations are written, it really wasn't possible to configure this in a manner that worked out for a conservation subdivision, because what we had to do is keep the same percentage of wetlands in the developed lots as we did in the open space for that subdivision. So, that being said, the wetlands, the way that this lot is configured, it's we've got a sort of like this L-shaped configuration with this long strip of wetlands that goes down the middle of it. And in order for us to configure the lots properly, we were kind of twisting and turning and making all these strangely shaped lots, and it just wasn't working out. So what we ended up doing is, first of all, we took a free split of the property. That there is currently a home under construction on that free split parcel. The remaining land is approximately 18.6 acres, and we are proposing 9 lots with an 800-foot cul-de-sac. The lots, this is an RA 60 zone. We have 5 lots that are just about exactly that 60,000 square feet. And then we have 4 other lots that range in size from 1.6 to 3.8 acres. Those are the real lots. The two lots shown as lots 3 to 4 are rear lots that will be using a shared driveway. And those are the 2 larger of the lots. And those are the ones that are 3.44 acres and 3.8 acres. The project has been approved by the Inland Wetlands Commission, and we also have approval from the Northeast District Department of Health. We are not proposing open space in this subdivision. Once again, due to the configuration, it's really not near any other open space, so we are proposing the fee in lieu open space that the town typically accepts for these type of projects. These are all single-family homes with on-site septic systems, drilled wells. This will be an 800-foot cul-de-sac with swales along the side of the road, 2 catch basins that will convey water to a stormwater basin, and we also have a particle separator for stormwater quality that will take the water from about a little more than 2/3 of the road to convey into that basin and clean it out. The remaining portion of the road, the last couple of hundred feet, we have a couple of small rain gardens at the entrance of the site, where those swales will drain into to help assist in the stormwater quality for the site. We have demonstrated reductions in peak runoff rates for the 210 and 100-year design storms. I've been working with both Ryan and Chuck Eaton, the town's reviewing engineer, over the last couple of weeks to try to button up the last few items that we had. I did have a conversation with Chuck, I think as late as about 3 o'clock this afternoon. We have a couple of minor issues to clean up, mostly grafting items, just to clean up some grafting items, and a couple of items for drainage report as well. I'm not going to speak to Chuck, he is here this evening, but I think we've come to the conclusion that the remaining items are rather minor in nature, something that the commission felt appropriate could be conditioned into the approval of this project. If you have any questions on this, I'd be happy to answer them at this time. This is a relatively simple subdivision in that nature, the relatively flat terrain, simple road as far as construction of it and so forth. We look forward to proceeding, and Mr. Leo would like to move forward with this.
Ryan, question. I see the note about the motion and vote on waiving the conservation subdivision requirements. I didn't see a note about the fee in lieu of open space. Don't we usually have a recommended amount?
Yes, I was going to ask the applicant to suggest the fee.
Okay. Did you have an assessment of the property to use for the open space fee?
We did not. I think typically the way that it works is you take the, I believe the purchase price is the way that we've done it in the past, and we would divide that 10% of the purchase price divided on 9 days, payable upon the sale of each one.
Typically, yes, it's the cost or the assessment of the property, appraisal of the property.
Exactly.
Okay, so that needs a separate motion, am I correct?
Yes.
So there would not only be the motion for the waiving conservation subdivision, but a separate motion to accept the 10% of purchase price fee in lieu of open space payable at time of sale,
At time of transfer.
time of transfer. Okay, just like that language. Since Chuck is here, Chuck, could you just give a quick summary of some of the outstanding items and how quickly you feel they could be resolved?
Sure.
Thank you.
So as Norm said, the remaining items are not overly significant, and they're basically, just cleaning things up, dotting lines, crossing T's, this sort of thing. I don't know if you have a copy of my letter, but so item 1 is to add a comment to the drainage report narrative regarding retention of the water quality volume on site. Comment 3 is in regards to the drainage easements and the right to drain. So some additional information needs to be added to the plan in regards to that. There are notes on the plan for the drainage easements and rights to drain, but typically we have like meets and bounds and everything is shown exactly as we laid out. Comment 4, the Triton pad more provided that to me this afternoon. Comment 7, the location of the particle separator needs to be adjusted slightly. Okay, and such that the town can get to it with that backdrop. So it's got to be basically quite at the edge of the road or in the road. Again, I don't think that this is change aspects of the design or subdivision. Comment 8 is in regards to the test pits that were done. So we would recommend an under drain and stormwater basin and some additional sand to be used in the rain gardens, the unsuitable soils found in these locations. Comment 10 is in regards to the fact that the rain gardens for the individual lots have not been fully designed yet, and those lots may change based on who's ever purchasing them or the final layout of those lots. So we would recommend as a condition, so choose to ensure that these lots are reviewed in the design of the rain gardens. Let's see, comment 12 is in regards to the rainfall curves. They're using the drainage calculations. Norm and I had a conversation about that this afternoon. I think we've got that squared away. But that would be something where we would have to provide a revised drainage report that includes those different rainfall curves. Comment 15 is one of the subcaptions in the drainage calculations. It's still called a B soil, when it should be a C soil. Again, that's a fairly minor thing. Comment 18 is just an inverting typo that needs to be fixed as far as the plans in comparison driveway, street crossing. There's, Norm and I had a discussion on that this afternoon. Some additional grading needs to be done at this crossing to ensure that the culvert's going to take all the water from the stream. 22, Norm is going to provide a little bit of information in regards to the rain gardens that are at the intersection of Holland Road and the proposed subdivision road. 25, just a discrepancy between the detail of the stormwater basin here and what is shown in the drainage calculations. 28 is in regards to the areas that are shown in the stormwater basin in comparison to the stormwater calculations. We want to make sure that those areas match up. 29 is the grading for the top of the berm at the stormwater basin. Norm's going to have a little bit of detail to show what the grade is of the top of the basin and at the top of the berm. 31, the long-term operation and maintenance plan should be revised to include the operation and maintenance of the rain gardens. 33, catch basin sump depth should be specified on the plans. 34, detailed specifications for the gravel maintenance access for the town to the stormwater basin should be provided on the plan.
I do. I am glad I asked. Thank you. All right.
When do these comments go back to the engineering associates?
Today about 2 o'clock.
So this is, within the last 6 hours.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we had a conversation of it, as Chuck said, these are relatively minor comments, and it's really just kind of shopkeeping, I guess, for lack of a better term.
What's the ballpark to get them all done?
It's probably a couple hours worth of work on my part to get it done. It's really not much.
Staff had also noted suggested conditions of approval. Item 1, engineering review fees to be determined are to be paid prior to recording Mylars. Engineering inspection fees in the amount of $50,237 for inspection of the road construction shall be paid prior to recording Mylars. The funds shall be held in an account and drawn down as inspections are performed. Remaining funds shall be returned upon written request after the road has been approved by the town engineer and formally accepted by the Board of Selectmen. 3, a surety bond for the completed road in the amount of $60,000 shall be submitted to the Planning and Zoning Office and held for a period of 1 year from the date of road acceptance. 4, the street trees are to be relocated outside of the town's right-of-way and may be substituted with a different species with the approval of the town planner. Item 5, the drainage easement over lots 8 and 9 shall be recorded in the land records at the time of lot transfer to the new owners. Item 6, no zoning permits for lot development will be issued until the road has been formally accepted and the bond has been received. Item 7, any additional requirements that are required by the town engineer, which I think covers the adjustments that have been discussed today.
Probably just like one more, I think I'll suggest the fuel.
Uh,
Under the suggested conditions of approval, that has to be voted before we act on the application.
We'll add that to the suggested conditions, once they actually suggest that we'll add that to the conditions.
He's already requested it, hasn't he?
No. So when we talk about how we come to come get that figure, but I don't think we ever came to a figure, correct?
So it's either assessed value or purchase price, right?
Well, I mean, Greg is here, and so it was here.
So it's the appraised value, we typically take whatever the value is when it was purchased. Somewhere in that area.
Mr. Layla?
Yes.
There you go. Have you had the property appraised yet?
I have not, no.
Okay, so we don't have an appraisal on file, so you're suggesting we can't act on that tonight?
No, saying that there's a suggestion, if the commission is happy with that suggestion, we'll go with it.
So we would stipulate the condition of the fee in the addendum to the motion to approve?
Yes, so the applicant has to make a suggestion on what you will do.
So the applicant did suggest that it be 10% of the purchase price at time of transfer. Right, because they haven't been. Understood.
All right, the purchase price of the product is $200,000. 10% of that would be $20,000. And so 1/9 of $20,000 per lot. You can get my calculator out.
We did not a little bit off because there was a free split off.
That's correct. So 2,000 per lot. That be acceptable?
Sounds good.
Well, what's the calculation for the free split?
Yeah, so we knocked off $20,000 for the free split lot. We're down to $180,000 for purchase price.
And then dividing the 9 lots by that?
Right, 2,000 a lot on transfer.
That's $2,000.
Board members have any opinions on the fee in lieu of open space?
Is it consistent with previous approvals, Ryan?
It is.
We have 3 items to vote on. So we can start with the fee in lieu of open space. It would be the 10% of $180,000 payable at time of transfer per parcel. So does anyone have a motion on that request?
I would move we accept that amount with the condition that it be addended to the eventual approval motion as stipulation.
I have a motion by Bart. I have a second by John. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Request is approved. The next item is to motion and vote on waiving the conservation subdivision requirements. So we have reviewed the conservation subdivision requirements previously, and that's why they changed their plans to come as they are. So do I have a motion on waiving the conservation subdivision requirements? I have a motion by Frank.
Second.
I have a second by Bart. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the request to waive conservation is approved. So lastly is the application. Given the suggested conditions of approval as read, do I have a motion on the application? All right, I have a motion by June to approve with conditions as read.
Second.
Second by Bart. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Application is approved with those conditions as read. All right, moving on to item B, 24-8 SPL of Desjardins LLC requesting permission to construct a gas station convenience store with drive-through and on-site car wash on property located at 340-342 Prospect Street, Assessor's Map 22, Block 88, Lot 5, C2 zoning district. Are we extending?
Mr. Tebow said we will have a 30-day extension for us.
Okay, so we have a request to extend. All right, so the request is to continue the application to next month.
Do we have that extension?
Yes.
I do.
It has to be written, right, Brian? All right, so we have received a request for extension, so I'll entertain a motion to continue to December. I have a motion by June and a second by John. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Application has been continued to our next meeting in December. Item C, 24-10 SPL of Ruben C. Cardona, requesting site plan review for commercial electric vehicle charging stations. Has this been withdrawn or amended, or what's the status on this one?
I have not heard back from the applicant, so we'll see if anything.
Ryan, can we do
Should it-
that? Because we're already past the 65-day mark, December 10th, we're limited out, that will be past there already anyway.
Shouldn't it be denied without prejudice?
You can do that. We'll have until December.
Because this has been on our agenda for months with no progress. But it's incomplete with no communication.
We were received in October, so we have 65 days to have those days to December. The choice of design.
It's up to the board, we can continue to December, or we could, you know, send it back to the denial. It's up to the board. Is that a motion, Frank?
Yep.
All right. Is that a motion to deny or to continue? To deny. I have a motion to deny by Frank. I have a second by June. All in favor of denial? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Application is denied.
So the record is denied to be
Incomplete, correct. All right. Moving on to item D, 24-15SP of Mitchell Baya. We just need to change Bayou. Just need to update the spelling in the minutes. That was continued, so I'll entertain a motion to continue this part of the agenda.
So moved to December.
All right, motion to continue by Bart. Second by John. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, item E, 24-16SP, Carl Johnson, requesting special permit for an ADU at 27 Lillibridge Road, Assessor's Map 10, Block 125C, Lot 7, C1 zoning district, and this did meet all regulations. Any items for discussion?
Move to approve.
I have a motion to approve by Bart and a second by June. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Application is approved, so see staff during normal business hours for instructions. Item F, 24-17SP, Pete Stowley, requesting a special permit for an ADU at 27 Lillibridge Road.
That's not correct.
I was going to say, okay.
Well, that's the right address for Stable, it was Carl Johnson.
Okay. So we need to fix that on the minutes, please. This application also did meet all regulations and requirements.
Move to approve.
I have a motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Frank. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Application is approved. See staff during normal business hours for your permit and information on how to proceed. Moving on to new business. Item A, 24-18SP of Ritchie Brothers Auctioneers, Inc., requesting special permit modification to site plan approval on property located at 1260 Norwich Road, Assessor's Map 5, Block 3, Lot 1, Industrial 1 zoning district.
special permit.
And requires public hearing. Do I have a motion to schedule public hearing?
Motion to schedule it for December 10th.
All right, motion by June,
Second.
second by Bart. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, application is scheduled for public hearing in December. Item B, 24-1CU of Steve Frengis, requesting a change in non-conforming use on property located at 60 Community Ave to change from retail sales to personal services hair salon, Assessor's Map 2P, Block 30A, Lot 4, Industrial 1 zoning district. This also requires a public hearing, so I'll entertain a motion to schedule the public hearing.
I'll make that motion for December 10th.
Motion by June, second by John. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Public hearing is scheduled for December. Item C, 24-11 SPL of Plainfield Garages and Storage LLC, requesting site plan review to modify parking layout of 186 Norwich Road to accommodate a fitness facility, Assessor's Map 15, Block 72, Lot 5, C1 zoning district. Is the applicant here?
Thank you for the record again, I'm Mark Tebow, Killenly Engineering Associates. We were here, last week, but this was originally approved back in 2022. And what we had at this address, and this is on the road, is a 5,000 square foot commercial building. It was presented to the commission as a contractor storage for garage base on this building, and owners had an opportunity for essentially a sports training operation. They bring people in there, they do different types of sports training, whether it be football or baseball, or they do other things like, I guess another thing they do is toddler gymnastics with parents on board and so forth. So the only thing that has changed here, this building is completely constructed. It's paved, the stormwater system has been put in, everything up there has been completed. And all they're really doing is restructuring the parking to provide for more parking spaces. And that's really the extent of the change. Like I said, it's a change of use. We have submitted a D100A to the health department on this. This is a rather small septic system, 240 gallons per day. That was originally submitted here. There are no showers associated with this. There are just 2 small bathrooms. And I've had a discussion with the health department prior to submitting that D100A, and we've come to the conclusion that the septic system is suitably sized to accommodate the use here. And if necessary, there is ample opportunity to expand the system if needed. That's really the extent of why we're here. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
So just for location, is this on the same side of the road as the police department?
Yes.
All the work that this is interior, nothing exterior,
Yeah.
striping the parking lot.
Max down. There's some talk about maybe putting some sort of screening system in so they can pick up the garage doors and when the weather's nice and just have screens and have the air come in, things of that nature. But no exterior modifications.
Any other questions from board members? Any other comments from staff?
No, it's pretty straightforward. It's just restricting the parking lot and the existing floor.
All right. Hearing no other comments or questions, I'll entertain a motion on the application.
Move to approve.
Motion approved by Bart. Second by John. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Application is approved.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Review and act on the minutes from the October 8th meeting. So any comments or questions on the meeting minutes? I didn't see any changes. I have a motion by June to approve.
Second.
Second by Bart. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Meeting minutes are approved. Any correspondence?
No, we have no correspondence.
No additional correspondence. Report from zoning enforcement. This is what I provided. All right, so nothing other than printed report.
I did speak with the Mark regarding
Thank you. Report from planning department.
The only other thing I have is that we're going forward with the construction of the entrance. We will be the concrete out front. So we won't have to
Under other, the discussion regarding industrial regulations. Previously, we had mentioned that in the industrial regulations, there is no threshold for public hearing. So a 1.2 million square foot building can be put in with no comment from the public. Whereas commercial zone requires public hearing at 10,000 square feet. So at our last meeting, we spoken about revising the industrial regulations so that there is a threshold so that public hearing would be required so that the public has the opportunity to comment. Have you read the industrial regs to see if there's any other items that we might want to consider when reviewing and revising industrial regulations?
I haven't seen anything in my review, but I can public forum and comment opportunity.
Okay. And we had talked about having it consistent with the commercial zone at 10,000 feet, and 10,000 square feet. All right. So Ryan, if we could draft that, since it's one change, I think it could be inserted similarly to the commercial zone. So if that could be drafted for review at next meeting.
You want to set 10,000 square feet?
Yep. Yes, please, and thank you very much. All right, discussion regarding the earth excavation text amendment. So at our last meeting, we had voted to put that to a public hearing. Unfortunately, it was not noticed properly, so that's why it was not a public hearing this evening. Were there any other modifications, changes, or suggestions from board members on those regulations? Yeah.
I do see an adjustment to Monday through Friday start time, from 8, proposed 8 a.m. back to the original 7 a.m. So that was good to see. Saturday though, still stuck with 8 a.m. I recommend we keep that 7, keep it consistent as the early start time. A lot of this information is coming from subject matter experts that we talked to personally. So they're not here, the public hearing is here, to hear that voice privilege is being in terms of that. I did ask Katie for some reference information for the special permits for the existing operations that are in existence today, just to understand what those have been approved for, so I can wait for that information from Katie. I did look at the adjacent town operations and the wording that are in there, some specificities for some of the what operation means, right? Processing versus trucking, things like that. So that was good to see. I got to review it in a little more detail. I don't know if we need to go that far. The other thing I did pick up on that I would like to that the board consider is federal holiday. And most towns are specific to Christmas, Thanksgiving, and things like that. Federal holidays encompass a lot of days. Just for an example, Monday of this week was Veterans Day. To restrict travel operations from working on Veterans Day to me is over constrained. Okay? A lot of businesses are still in operation right on other federal holidays. So I just wanted to bring that to the attention. I think that's a little restrictive. Adjacent towns, again, like I said, they're specific on those, we'll call them major federal holidays, right? And being open-ended there, right, who knows what the future will hold? The federal government could come up with 3 more federal holidays next year, I don't know. So just one example and some feedback that I think we should address.
And then I also wanted to point out to the board some of the language that was condensed. So there are non-conforming operations, and those existed prior to December 11th of 1990, and they were required to submit an application, so they're already on file, so that remains the same. There is a paragraph that indicates for operations that were granted a special permit that had not expired as of the date of the adoption of these regulations, that we reserve the right to grant a new special permit in accordance with what was previously approved. So then the amended regulations would apply to new operations. So currently operating businesses could request the same terms they had on their originally approved permit. So just to kind of outline that there's 3 different categories under that.
And just for clarification on the time to start time of prior, right? You imagine, or they'd have to have their trucks preloaded the night before, right? The more we open that up, the more that we can traffic and we've got safety hazards and things like that. So I just wanted to add that clarity for people.
I mean, I fully understand that perspective, and again, I've also sat here and listened to people complain about noise and why is a gravel operation at 7 o'clock on a Saturday morning running in my neighborhood because we have a lot of small private pits. So I'm with you, there's got to be a balance. I'm a little nervous because we're getting very close to the moratorium that we're set to have these done.
Yeah.
So it's making me rather jumpy that we're now going to change it. We still have to have a public hearing. We still have to vote on it. We're running against the clock here. I just want to make sure we get a good pattern, but we don't backtrack on the work like you're doing.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I just want to make sure that we listen to the people that are doing these operations day to day.
I think we also ought to listen to the people that
balance, and I think what we've presented does that, but we'll find out at the public hearing what the public thinks. So, but I did have a question about the moratorium, Ryan, because in the event the public hearing does bring forth the necessity for additional changes that would require a continuance of the public hearing, would it be prudent to also schedule a public hearing to continue the moratorium?
So we're only going to get the one-year timeframe
Mhm.
before it's not like us to go above and beyond.
Mhm.
We already have regulations in place, and they're not all that much different from what we're proposing. So even if somebody puts in an application sometime in January, it's not going to be that big a deal.
Okay. So you're not recommending extending the moratorium until the regulations are resolved?
I would advise against it.
All right. Do you need an additional motion to schedule a public hearing for this? So that it is clear in the minutes that it needs to be noticed?
Let's do that.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to schedule a public hearing for December 10th.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
I have a motion by June,
Also,
second by John. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, so we are scheduling that for public hearing December 10th to be noticed by staff. All right. So we also have item C, 8-24, referral for the discontinuance of Williams Ave number 1, which was a back road. Staff report outlined the history of it. The town actually does not own it. Just correct me if I'm wrong, Ryan. So the town does not own it, but had a maintenance agreement on it. Is that the essence of it?
I wouldn't say it was a maintenance agreement. Like the annexes in the village, we don't own the land, we simply maintain them. At some point in time, this was a dirt drive that the town currently maintains. We haven't in over 3 decades. When we stopped, I don't know, but someone brought it to our attention that we used to maintain it and we requested us to continue. The problem is the drive is too narrow for our plow trucks to get through. It's only 8 foot wide in certain sections, and the description of the deeds is only 8 feet as well. So now we're looking to formally discontinue.
And an 824 referral is the statutory process in which we move this item to the next step in the process, which is that Board of Finance or back to Board of Selectmen?
Back to our selectmen.
Okay.
So we're just making a recommendation.
All right. So any questions about the 824 process? So this would be statutory process to move it back to the Board of Selectmen.
You need a motion.
Need a motion, please.
Motion to employees, go back to the board of selectmen.
Okay, we have a motion by June to approve the 824.
So for clarity, you're recommending to discontinue, correct?
Yes. So the 82 referral for the discontinuance of. Do I have a second on June's motion? I have a second by John. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? 8-2 referral for discontinuance is approved. All right. Item D, possible executive session to discuss appeal of 23-8ZC. Has there been any updates on that that we would need to discuss tonight?
You could, if you would like, that we run that on it.
Okay. Because it is a pending court case, we would have to go into executive session. Would the board like to move into executive session?
We will be moving to executive session.
I have a motion by Bart to move into executive session and a second by June. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, so we are pausing.
You also invite staff.
Oh, yes. Would you like to amend your motion to invite
I will
staff
amend the motion to include the staff
and alternate?
and alternate.
All right, I have an amended motion. I have a second by June. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, we're going to move into executive session with staff and alternate, and we'll be back as soon as we've discussed that. Are we going into zoning? All right, we back on, Ryan?
You're back on.
All right. Let the record show we returned from executive session at 7:54 p.m. and there is no action from executive session. So seeing no other business, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. I'll make a motion to adjourn. Motion to adjourn by June. Second by John. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none. Meeting is adjourned.